Welcome back everyone. In this video I'm going to talk about the new equipment banner, the Define Dawn Oracle, if it's worth summoning or not. So before I start, if you don't spend any money, a completely free to play player, I always suggest you to save your resources and just summon heroes instead of equipment. Just mainly because these equipment are usually not a game changer, and they're usually, well, not usually, they're always in the regular equipment pool after the banner is gone. Even if you spend money and if you are a whale in this game, I still don't think these are amazing gears to use. Anyways, let's break it down and see who used them best. Okay, so Shimmering Battlesuit Light Armor. The way to tell it is if it's on these classes, then it's a light armor. If it's on infantry, lancer, and cavalry, that's heavy armor. So these are the stats, the base stats, HP and defense, just like most of the light armor. Now let's take a look at the bonus stats. AoE damage taken is reduced by 20%. When forced into battle, 50% chance to reduce enemies attack and in by 20% before battle. Last one turn. Okay, so before I go deeper, no light armor is better than Last Rites. The reason why is because Last Rites, well, the only requirement that is kind of hard to sustain, especially in PvP, would be having your HP at 100% health. Full health, and then you'll get damage taken reduced by 40%. That includes AoE damage and includes single target. So Shimmering Battlesuit is only applies to AoE damage taken by 20%, while Last Rite would be 40%. The advantage of this over Last Rite is that this one does not require you to have full health. You can trigger this, well, you have this effect applied anytime. It doesn't matter if you have 1 HP or 100% HP. And then the next thing is you have a chance, 50% chance to reduce enemies attack and in. Honestly, it's okay. It is not bad though. 50% is a really high probability. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly, if you don't have Last Rite, I think this is like a second best to last, or it depends. Hard to say. I shouldn't say that. But this is like, if you don't have Last Rite, you can use this. But characters that you can probably use on would be, I think Himiko would be really good, because Himiko's self damage when you use one of the 1C, the passive skill. So you pretty much, if you don't have a healer when you're using Himiko, you're losing that Last Rite effect anyways. So in this case, it's a little bit better. So when Himiko gets attacked by any AoE, you still can reduce damage by 20%. Himiko's biggest weakness is AoE, and this kind of helps her. And she also does I remember her talent also reduces enemies, maybe dispel a debuff. I don't use her, so I don't remember exactly, but she does do something before being attacked. So this one is, cherry on the top. And last one turn, so not bad. But this one, I don't see many character can use it over Last Rite. Okay, next we have is Routing Light. You can use it on Lancer, Cavalry, and Flyer, which means this is not a freaking sword. Even though it looks like a damn sword, it's a lance. Okay, so when it comes to lance in general, you still get the HP, but your attack, instead of 107, it's 85. So you get less damage. Okay, so the bonus stats would be attack plus 10%. That's pretty good. Damage dealt is increased by 2% for each block moved before initiating battle, up to 10%. So if you move 5 blocks, you will get maximum of 10% damage dealt increased. When moving 3 or more blocks, the enemy's guard is disabled for 1 turn after battle. So this means, it doesn't mean you ignore guard. It means you disable guard. So imagine this is a self-built smash, the skill smash on the cavalry. You'll disable guard after you attack the enemy, which means if there is a character, a tank, who has guard on, or who can guard, now you can possibly disable it. But it doesn't work against, for example, skills like mass resist. It doesn't work against Overlord Badge. It doesn't work against on Hilda. Wait, it works on Hilda. My bad. That doesn't. Yeah, it works on Hilda. Okay. Anyway, so anything that immunes to guard disable, this thing still cannot break through that. It doesn't ignore that. Okay, so it's okay, I say. When moving through more blocks, that's pretty easy to fulfill the requirement. So now, usually, I think this would be compared with... Okay, when it comes to Flyer, I think it's okay. Not bad, but I would still prefer Renarok. It just gives you so much more damage with the fixed damage. But I think this can be... Okay, you probably would be comparing with, like, Blue Star. Blue Star gives you a maximum of 15% damage increase, not damage increase, attack, defense, and magic defense increase, while this one only gives you 10%, but you get damage dealt. So 10% attack already, that's the base bonus, and then you'll get another possible 10% damage dealt. So does this one give you more damage than Blue Star when you move 5 blocks? I don't know, because I don't have it, I couldn't test it. But from the sound of it, I do get a little bit more because of the base attack of 10%. If anyone already has this, let me know if you did test it, because I never summon equipment banner. So I'm curious. If I were to say who can use this best, since you need to move 5 blocks, I think when it comes to PvP and even PvE, it's a little bit hard to always get 5 blocks. So the only character honestly I can think of would be Werner. Werner, he flies, so it's easy for him to move 10 blocks. So I think this is pretty good on Werner. So let's say even if you don't get your ignore guard, I don't know how familiar you guys are with Werner. I am pretty sure is if you move 10 blocks plus when you ignore guard. But this one, let's say if you can't ignore guard, you can still disable guard. So you have some kind of threat after your attack if you can't kill a target. But again, let's say people will be like, oh shit, I can use this on like Leon, whoever, okay? Whoever that can move a lot of blocks. But these characters rely a lot on Shimmering. So Shimmering only gives you 3 extra blocks, so you cannot fulfill the full 5 blocks to get the maximum damage increase. And another character I would think that would be pretty good is Claret, because Claret can act twice after her attack, so maybe you can go in, because she's easily gonna get that 3 blocks, okay? Easy. She's gonna go in, attack 3 blocks, disable guard. Now you can choose your next target, like a squishy target. Now you can possibly kill the squishy target since the guard is disabled. Okay, next we have is Heart of Redemption. Accessory that can be used on anyone. Base stats is magic defense and in. The bonus stats is healing effect plus 15% immune to fixed damage. Okay, so when it comes to healing effect plus 15%, it's obvious that you're using on healer aside from Yulia. And I think this is probably Yulia's best accessory. So instead of using the SR meditation ring, this is like an upgraded version. It's a little bit better, but it gives you less int. Instead of that 5 int %, you get healing effect and immune to fixed damage. So preference, okay, it's all preference, but the base stats I remember is exactly the same. So if you want more attack, then you use meditation ring. It's cheaper to invest into too. But this one, it's yeah, you get a little bit more healing effect. Okay, so now when it comes to healer, it's also preference, which I don't think it's any better than whatchamacallit, Bracer, because Bracer does 2 jobs plus immune to silent. I think healer, it's pretty important to not have their skills silent. But this one, if you don't have enough Swordsmith Metal / Bracer, you can use this on healers who can equip Shrine Maiden. So this way the Shrine Maiden mechanic is can't be broken by fixed damage, and you can still get your enough extra healing even though it doesn't give you the in. So yeah, this is pretty obvious. Okay, last but not least, we have our electric headwear. Required class, mage, holy, and demon. Base stats, HP, magic defense. Okay, bonus stats, HP plus 10%. After taking action, if another friendly unit is adjacent, then both the hero and one random adjacent friendly unit deal 10% increased counter-attack damage and gain immunity to displacement for 1 turn. I think PvE can be pretty good. PvP might be hard to use, especially one random adjacent friendly unit, so you have to be like the only person that you're standing next to, whoever you want to buff. HP plus 10%, but it's still just not as good as Tenyo, especially in PvP. Tenyo is just a game changer if you get like a breeze buff. But PvE, I think it's okay. This is basically a replacement of the SR headwear, Sage Ward. So instead of using Sage Ward, this is just so much better. This also gives you the friendly unit deal 10% increased counter-attack damage, which basically means you want to give it to your tank. And this also stacks on top of Fury of Tyr. Let's say Ledin or Landius equip Fury of Tyr. Fury of Tyr already gives you a built-in counter-attack increase by 10%. So this one is another 10%, so total of 20%. And gain immunity to displacement, so they cannot push you around. The Landius already has that built in, so maybe you can only use it. Well, Landius can't even equip this. I'm just using it as an example. So this is pretty much for like Ledin, what's her name, Emilia. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think this one is okay, honestly. But if you don't have Tenyo, and if you don't want to use your SR Sage Ward, I think this is a upgrade. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys have a better understanding of these equipment and have a better understanding who can use these best. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye bye.